What's good with everybody, man? Start this shit off. I don't know what this video is going to be titled right off the bat, right? I'm just going to come on here and talk to you guys, right? So, no matter what it is that you find out, no matter what it is that you experience, right? You wake up one day and you experience some shit that you wish you didn't experience. That's how we're going to phrase it for now, okay? Pretty much no matter anything that you go through, you need to keep on moving. Now that's going to be the topic of this video, okay? To keep on moving, because one thing that I can say that I learned, right, is the more that you stay in place and the more the less that you move, the more time that you have to think yourself into a place that you don't want to be. The less you keep it moving, the more time that you have to think yourself into a place that it does not exist. AKA the past or the future. That's where anxiety comes from, and that's where stress comes from. Is you will end up thinking yourself into a place that never existed. It doesn't even have to be something that somebody else told you about. You start telling yourself about things that don't exist. Now, it's a whole nother topic if we get into the root of that and why we do that as people, right? Another reason that I tell you guys to keep on moving, and another reason that I tell myself to keep moving, is because the more that you move, the more stuff you can get done. And I know that seems super obvious, right? But it's like, think about it this way. We all get the same amount of time in a day, okay? We all get the same amount of time. You may have to go to school. I may have to go to work. She may have to do something. She might have to handle some other business, right? He might have to handle some other business, but we all got the same amount of time. Now, you can't sit here and tell me that what you have to do takes up all them 24 hours. Or, you know, because we sleep for 8 hours, so 24 minus 8, what's that? 16, okay? 16 hours. You cannot tell me that whatever you're obligated to do, right? Because you say that you need to do this, right? It doesn't take up 16 hours. It don't. And if it does take up 16 hours, that's big. So you need to sit down at that. At that point, you're gonna have to sit down with yourself and make some changes based upon, is what I'm doing for 16 out of 16 hours of my time, is it really important enough to take up all my time? Is this thing that is taking up all my time really important enough to be taking up all my time? That's what you need to sit down and ask yourself if it comes to that point. The more that you move, the more stuff that you get done. I don't know if you were ever told that by your people, whoever you grew up with, whoever you grew up around, whoever you hung around. I don't know if you knew that, but take some time and think about that stuff a little bit deeper than you have. The more you move, the more stuff you can get done. And it's not even about competing with other people. Get that out of your mind. It's not about competing with other people. It's about competing with you. With only you. Because you're really the only one that you can compete with. And another thing that I heard, right? It's like, you know how much more interesting it is to compete with yourself than to compete with other people? Because when it comes to competing with other people, you can already tell their next move. That's pretty straightforward and to the point. That's not as simple. I mean, that's not as unique. And that's not as different as competing with yourself, because you don't know what your next move is going to be. You really got to think of this stuff as a game, though. Like, if you ever got to face a problem, since we in a game right now, you can literally sit down like I am right now and face that problem. Because to be real, I'm not talking to you right now. I'm really not. If we're being real, I'm really just talking to myself right now. I'm talking to a camera right now. This camera doesn't know me. I'm really just talking to me right now. So do that out loud. You don't even have to be turning on the camera like I am. Literally just sit down and solve your issue. Because if you solve your issue and you keep moving, them two things combined, you're gonna eventually realize, oh, okay, how did I get to this point? Say you get to a point where you're super happy and you're super content and you got 5 out of the 10 desires that you've wanted in your life so far, okay? And you're like, damn, how did I get here? You're going to realize how you got there was you did not give up. You kept it moving. And you're going to realize that you're the only one who got you there. With that being said, since you're the only one who can get you places, you're in control of it all. What are you in control of? The game. What else is it? What else is life? Like, really ask yourself that shit. What is life? What else could life be other than a game? And I'm not talking about, no, what's within. You know, like, I'm not talking about none of that deep stuff. You know, for right now, I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about, like, this physical shit. How is this not a game? What else is it? Because it's not real. It's not. This is not real. This shit not real. This isn't real. It's not. Once you realize that shit, you will realize that this shit not really that serious. Keep it moving. Sit down when an issue comes your way. Sit down. Solve that issue until it's solved. Don't give up. And you have no option but to keep going. Why? Because it's a game. Games require you to do certain things. Once you reach those requirements, you're good. And those requirements are quite easy because, fortunately, they put it all in your control. They gave you the control. You got all this power within you. You got the power to do anything, to make any amount of money, to do anything, to solve any problem. That's in your power, okay? Now, recently I came on this video because I recently found out some shit that could really make me do something that I would regret. And I don't really know how to put that a different way. Because I would like to say that I won't regret anything that I do. So I don't necessarily think that I would do something that I would regret. But I would do something that people around me would wish I didn't do. Let's put it like that, okay? Close ones, loved ones would wish that I didn't do that certain thing. Now, this certain thing that I found out, I'm not going to tell the camera, right? I'm not going to just come on here and talk about that specifically because it's like, I'm not hiding it because it's some super duper federal, serious, crazy ass shit. No, I'm not putting it out there because, yeah, it's serious, it's crazy, okay? Because like I said, it might make me do some shit that, you know, some negative ass shit, okay? But this certain thing that I found out, it's not like you guys watching haven't gone through similar shit. You watching this video right now, you're gonna sit here and tell me that you've never experienced or ran into a problem in life that either makes you mad, either makes you sad, either makes you want to get up out of here, either makes you want to, you know, do any of those stuff, feel any emotion intensely. I know you guys have experienced some crazy shit in your life, right? And that's just what happened with me, okay? So it's like I took some time, only a short amount of time, because you guys can kind of tell that by the way my mood is and stuff. You know, you guys could kind of tell if you've been watching me for some time. You can tell that I just found this shit out and I'm still going through some I'm still going through some introspection. I'm still talking it out with myself as we're speaking right now, okay? I'm still processing this shit that I found out. So it's like, this thing taught so far, I've realized that what I found out taught me that you cannot always put yourself first. You can't. And it's like, it's not even putting yourself first, because like I always say, you got to understand that everybody is you and you are everybody. So you helping somebody out is helping you out. It's that simple. If you help somebody out, you're only helping yourself out. It's that simple. So that's one thing that I realized is like, I could really get in my ego and attack this problem that I just encountered recently. I could get in my ego, hop in my ego and you know, put myself first. Who I think myself is my ego, because a lot of us think that our ego is who we is, and it's not true. But besides that, instead of me putting the ego first, I decided to put somebody else first that I care about. And it's like, I grew up with this person, right? And the whole point of this shit is like, you guys probably or is this just not hitting like it is for me, because I haven't even told you guys what it is, right? But it's like I'm pretty much, the whole reason I'm making this video right now, I'm taking what I experienced today and I'm putting it out there on camera to help other people. One, always keep moving. Like I said in the beginning of the video, follow those 2 reasons. Keep on moving, because you need to get stuff done, and the less you move, the more time you have to think yourself into some shit that can mess you up, okay? I also came on here for a second reason. The second reason is because you guys cannot always put you first, and you guys need to simply realize that you put somebody else first, it's equivalent to you putting yourself first too. Because when you do something good for somebody else, you're only doing something good for you, because that person is you. And if you don't believe me, do it. Go a little deeper than right here, than the surface. Go down here. They don't want you going deeper than the surface. Okay? Stay positive, stay powerful, and more. Let's get it.